because this project, I think, demonstrates more than any that our government gets things done when it comes to building infrastructure. Before the last election, I was here when we turned the sod, when we were moving the earthworks, and that task was a Herculean one, and it's been done by amazing people. Been back on several occasions, whether it's on the terminal building and now with this runway underway. We've been getting this done. Now, my opponent of this election, he was elected back in 1996. He talked about this project, even said it in his first speech in Parliament. He talked about it for 11 years. And then he became the Minister for Transport and Infrastructure in the Labor government. He had 6 years just to turn one sod, and nothing happened. Zero delivery. We are building this airport, and we're building it every single day with great Australians, building the skills, building the capabilities, and building the infrastructure. So when it comes to who gets it done, who actually delivers, and who talks about it, I think Western Sydney Airport, particularly the people of Western Sydney, say it very, very clearly. They talk about it in Labor, we do it in government. And that is the history of this project. It demonstrates our delivery. Now, this infrastructure works that I've announced for the budget tomorrow night is obviously part of a very important budget for the country. And that budget is all about a plan to deal with those cost of living pressures now. That immediate relief that is required to deal with the very real cost of living pressures that are on Australian families and on Australian businesses, particularly small businesses, right now. The impacts on fuel prices and things like that is really causing some great concern to people. And the budget on Tuesday night, the Treasurer will hand down, will provide that immediate relief. But that's part of a balanced and responsible plan. We've taken the time to get that package right. And that feeds into our broader economic plan. Our broader economic plan, which is about investing in the skills and the infrastructure that Australia needs to grow our economy, but needs to ensure that people can get home sooner and safer and be better connected. The budget is also about guaranteeing those essential services with the record investments we have in hospitals and in schools. But it's also about delivering on Australia's defence and security needs, something that this government has always had on the top of our priorities. It's about a stronger economy, a strong economy for a stronger future. One other announcement that has been made today in the budget is about housing. It's hard to buy a home. Particularly hard to buy it in this city, but it's hard all across the country, and it's been increasingly hard in rural and regional areas, particularly over the last few years. And this is one of the major issues when it comes to addressing cost of living pressures. Now, before the last election, just like I stood here and said, we're building this and we're getting underway, and look where we are now, 30% of the way through. A week out from the last election, I said we're going to get more Australians into their own homes. And we had a range of projects to do that. We have now, over the course of this last term, put more than 300,000 Australians directly into their own home. And that's been achieved through the Home Guarantee Scheme, which we announced before the last election. It was known as the First Home Loan Deposit Scheme. We've done it through the Home Builder program, which Labor opposed. We've done it through the First Home Super Saver account, which Labor opposed. We've done it through the National Housing Finance and Investment Corporation, that's particularly been helping people to get into affordable housing. All of these projects has seen our government directly get 300,000 people into their own home in a housing market that's been tough. And we've done it by dropping the amount of deposit that they needed to get that first home, saved some people 8 years. We've done it by ensuring with the Home Builder program, the grants to enable them to build their own home, which has really saved our residential building industry during the course of this pandemic. Today, we're extending that out, our Home Guarantee Scheme. It'll be doubled to 50,000 a year. That's 50,000 Australians, families, individuals, single parents and others who will directly benefit and be able to get into that home which is their dream. And they will join the more than 300,000 that we've already helped to get there. So we're very proud of that announcement. At the last election, Labor went there promising higher taxes for housing. What we went to, the election, was with programs that were going to get people into their homes, and that's exactly what we did with over 300,000 of them going into those homes, and I'm looking forward to 50,000 and more every year joining them in the 3 years from now. Okay, I'll hand over to Minister Fletcher and he'll take you through.